So say you've got a goal and you're taking action towards it maybe for a week or two, but then something happens and boom, you just self-sabotage yourself. Has this happened to you? Because I know for a fact that it's happened for me. My name is Peter Szabo, the founder of Source Hacker, and in this video I wanted to give you a handful of tips on how to improve your discipline, your follow-through, your consistency. Because look, at the end of the day, like, we all have dreams. All human beings have goals, and we all want better health, wealth, love, and happiness, and just a better life. But very few actually get to the finish line. Very few actually follow through. Because most people, let's say you want to get in shape, they start a diet, boom, week after they're eating a chocolate cake. Most people try to make more money. They maybe think about it, but they never really do it. They procrastinate. There's many different ways to not get there, but you know, each person has different ones. Now, how do you actually get there? How can you kind of guarantee that you will follow through and achieve the goal? Well, here's a couple of tips. Number one, accountability, right? Like having a coach or even the public social media to hold you accountable is big. There's studies that show if you get accountability, the likelihood of you succeeding goes up by 400%. So that's why it's really powerful. Let's say you're doing daily vlogs and you tell YouTube or the whole world like, hey, this is what I'm doing, I'm checking in daily. Well, you're much more likely to follow through because there's kind of like that fear of embarrassment. Like, okay, if I don't do it, I'll make myself look stupid in front of all these people. Or even just posting on your Facebook newsfeed as an example, right? Telling the world, hey, here's what I'm committed to. Please hold me accountable, right? And that like fear of embarrassment of letting all these people down because you just made this big commitment will help you push through even when you don't feel like it, even when you're unmotivated. Another thing is simply a reward and punishment system, a stick and a carrot. Like, people, we do naturally what we're rewarded for, and we tend to avoid what we're punished for, right? Pain and pleasure. We go towards pleasure, we run away from pain. So what's the pleasure, what's the reward you can give yourself for following through on good habits, on your goals, etc.? Say you've eaten healthy all this week. Maybe you can reward yourself with a massage, right? Or you've worked on your business. Maybe, you know, you reward yourself with a Game of Thrones episode. I don't know, but like a healthy reward. Of course, the reward in this case wouldn't be counterproductive, right? So you're not just going to buy a new Lambo because you worked hard. I mean, not necessarily, you could do it, but maybe not the best idea. Or you're not necessarily going to have a cheat weekend just because you ate healthy for the week, but you're going to have like a healthier reward, such as a massage, right? So that's the second thing, the system right here. Now, one thing I'm doing personally is a little crazy, but it's that pain motivation. Pain is more powerful than pleasure, right? So there's obviously that fear of embarrassment, but there's something even bigger. So I've got an accountability coach, and I also send him daily like check-ins, like, okay, here's what I'm supposed to do, here's what I did, here's what I didn't do. And I'm paying him $75 for each penalty, for each thing I miss that I was supposed to do or I knew that I was not supposed to do, but I did it anyway. I'm paying $75 for each of them. And, you know, initially I was going to pay him $20. That's what I wanted. But he's like, hey, you got to choose a number that'll push you out of your comfort zone. That's really going to make you like take this seriously. So he put 100. I'm like, oh, 100 is way too much. So we settled on 75, which is quite a lot. Imagine I miss 5 things a week. That's 5 times 75. We're talking about hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars per month to him if I keep giving up on myself, right? So this is another powerful way you can make sure that you stay on track, because now there's real risk at the table. Of course, it's crafted in a, you know, safe and healthy way, but there's that pain pushing you, and then there's the carrot, the pleasure also pulling you towards your goal. So make sure you use both, pain and pleasure, push and pull, okay? And by the way, the app for this, or the site you can check out, is Stick with 2 Ks. So Stick, K, S-T-I-C-K, right? That's the site. Check it out, and it essentially allows you to have like a referee, a coach, and a dollar amount. If you mess up, you have to pay it to them or an anti-charity, whatever, right? Now, the last tip, the third tip, going a little bit deeper, is if you keep changing the plan, right? You try to diet, doesn't work. You try another one, doesn't work. You try another one, doesn't work. Or you keep trying 10, 20 different business ideas, but you can't seem to make none of them work. Like you've tried it all, and no matter what you do, nothing works. Well, first of all, I assure you that these tips will help you, right? But secondly, is you really need to dig deep and ask, what's going on? Why cannot I follow through? Because chances are, if you dig deep enough, you will find a root cause, right? We humans, we really want to stay consistent with who we think we are, who we perceive ourselves as, our identity. If deep down, at some level, you may think, you're a loser or you're whatever kind of way, unconsciously, you will have to act with in consistency with that, in alignment with that, right? Consciously, you may say that's not the case, but maybe deep down, something happened many, many years ago in your childhood, made you feel a certain way, created this belief that I'm not good enough or not smart enough. I mean, it happens so often. Kids in school, maybe they got the math, question wrong. Teachers or classmates laugh at them, and it could be a little tiny event like that that triggers a cascade of events in them. They keep replaying it, they keep making it worse and worse. I wish I did this, wish I did that. Boom, a little bit later they got a belief now. Oh, guess I'm not smart after all because I couldn't answer that question. I'm not good at math, not this, that, not good enough, I'm a loser. It builds up, right? And then there's other memories and things that happen, and boom, you just build this persona within you, this part of your identity that I'm not good enough, right? So now you try to go and reach for your goal. You try to be more healthy, wealthy, happy, you name it, but there's this part of you who kind of keeps pulling you back, who keeps saying that little whisper in your ear, like, hey, that chocolate cake sounds pretty good. That part of you who's like, let's sabotage it. It doesn't say it consciously, but it just does it unconscious. Like something happens or you forget about it, or, there's a million ways for this to occur. Maybe it's procrastination, maybe it's forgetfulness, maybe it's whatever it is. You will find a way to sabotage yourself to remain consistent with who you think you are deep down, which, you really need to figure out what that is, how that looks like, where is it stemming from, what memories caused it, and then flip the memories. Because look, not a single baby is born with a belief that they are good enough or that they aren't, right? So how come an adult being, or even a teenager as we go through life, how come we develop these beliefs that I'm good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm this way, I'm that way? Well, we go through life, we experience things, and we save them as memories in our minds. These memories we give meaning to, we give emotion to, and that's the root cause. That's the source of our beliefs, the source of our identity, and ultimately the source of our problems, or the reason why we cannot follow through. So if you're experiencing this, right, like you have a goal or a set of goals, and you keep adjusting the plan, and nothing seems to work. And of course, a little side note, of course, if the plan is broken, maybe it's the plan. But what if you tried all the plans out there, even plans that have worked for someone else or many others? It's still not working. Well, you really need to dig deep into your identity. How do you really perceive yourself deep down? What do you really think about yourself? And those parts that are no longer support you, those parts where maybe feelings of not good enough or inadequacy or whatever, go investigate them, flip those memories, change your self-image, because I promise you, the moment you do, the moment you upgrade your self-image, you're going to fall in alignment with that. The moment you see yourself as good enough, as fit, healthy, as rich, etc., you will naturally start to take the actions to get there. Things will start happening on a level beyond you, on the quantum field, synchronicities, because you're kind of changing your vibe, you're changing who you are, you're starting to respond to people differently. There's a cascade of events going on, but the bottom line is this: your identity equals your reality. Therefore, if you want a different reality, a better one, you must upgrade your identity. This was Peter Szabo, and I'll see you in the next one.